okay, you can either go like, let me see what's in here, and rip it open and look at the contents, or you can go, you know what, I'm gonna patch that up for now, and I'm not gonna worry about what's in there just yet. At some point, your curiosity is gonna you're gonna keep like, this fucking wall over here is leaking, man, and yeah, I gotta fucking, I gotta see, and that's where it comes. What's funny is nothing, and this is like, I talked to, you guys remember Willie Shaw? Like, I talk to Willie all the time. He's like, and he'll always say, like, you have a lot of, he's like, a lot of what you say is like literally, like like uh, uh, like it's very Christian in nature. I go, because it's not about Christianity, it's about the truth that supersedes all of it, right? Like, there's a basic human truth to being part of the universe. You are a part of it, and this is what Jesus talked about. This is what Buddha talked about. This is what all of them have gone. Yo, there's all these like cool matrix things going on, and in a lot of ways they're evil, and it's like, blah 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 blah, all this context, and then it's like, but here's like the way. What did they all teach? They all taught through symbolism, or like literally direct saying it, right? Like in the Buddha's way, like, life is suffering. Like, life is suffering, and what your goal is, the bag, right? Like, to use, like, the bag is peace of mind. This is why they called Jesus the Prince of Peace, because he brought a way to achieve internal peace, be connected to divinity, where you are actually, where you achieve peace of mind in your life, in a life that's full of suffering. You literally are like, okay, I know how to connect to what brings me peace, and that makes not life not only bearable, but I can actually grow. Like, I can actually do this, and navigate uh, the spirit and my soul, and expand myself, and really learn who I really am from that state. And so you kind of, this is what we all go through, is like, it's not that any of it's wrong, it's that, and some of it is, but it's more about like, okay, what's part of the matrix, and what's like, where's the plug, like, where is the source, like, and what needs to be embodied to just have that, and to be at peace with that, and then to know everything else is context, and it either is fun and needs to be enjoyed, at a healthy level, or needs to be confronted, because it can be better, right? And that's another conversation. But having the dilemma of like, dang, like, I think I was really solid with this thing I identified with, and then like either myself or somebody else close to me, or just something that I experienced poked a hole in this, and now I'm like, okay, I should probably address that,
That's
because
not necessarily like what I'm saying. I think I've always felt for like the last 10 years that like Christianity fails to do what it says to do because humans are innately sinful and things of like that nature. I still wanted to be a pastor.
yeah,
Doesn't change that.
sure,
The change is that I don't think that being a pastor, I don't think that being a pastor should be a paid position anymore. And B, I don't think that being a pastor would even help me accomplish the things that I want to do for people. So that's what's changed.
mm-hmm, okay.
And it's just interesting.
No, I
I
feel you
think
on
the
that.
biggest benefit is
I was kind
that
of talking about before, what you said from before, but
I think the
go on.
biggest benefit is that like what you were kind of talking about is like some of like the healing aspects of jujitsu. It's just like there's benefits. There's things that jujitsu has going for it that like the church just simply isn't allowed to do. For instance, touch each other. Like physical touch is one of the most healing things that you can do for somebody,
Well,
and the most like easy way for somebody to feel seen is to be touched. And
so
like
so this
you're
is
just constantly touching each other, rolling around, rubbing, hugging, strangling. Like you get to like that edge of death experience with each other, and like it's so intimate, and like you get so comfortable with
why
one
do you
another.
feel so great when you leave class?
Like it's
You feel alive.
well,
You
yeah,
feel
like
alive
it's
because you've
just fought for your life. Like
you just had the most human experience possible.
It's one of the most emotional things you can do is fight.
In a comfortable, everyone in class is like, hey, we're gonna throw down, but I respect you. So it's a safe, it's a relatively safe. You get some dickheads in there sometimes, but relatively safe environment. But you are pushing yourself to your physical limit, right? And that is what makes you feel alive. This is like what it's like, you like I think it's why so many people feel depressed is they work bullshit desk jobs, and there's a life. And so you touch on, well, you know this is the main thing about religion. It's always bothered me. It's always been my main sticking point on it is the idea of sin, inherent sin. Okay, well, and you go, let's identify what that is. Sin, from an etymology standpoint, literally means to miss the target. It's an archery term. To sin is to just not hit a bullseye. So that doesn't mean that it's this is where the evil levels of the high level Catholicism that's controlled society for the last, they still control it.
Mm-hmm.
And they've controlled it for 1,000 years. The Catholic Church creeped into everybody's mind and said, you're a sinful being. Well, what's more sinful than telling somebody than manipulating somebody's mind into going, being.
Well, what do you think? What do you think? You think like you think it would be better to just pretend like nobody is? Do you think that's a better alternative?
I don't think that it's. I think that like there's a level of degeneracy, but I don't think that like. I don't think it's
degeneracy is at an all-time high.
I wouldn't disagree with that. But there's I think in all things there's a nuance. It's not just like, oh, you have sexual urges, like you're a bad human being. Like, oh no, I'm going to hell because I got a boner.
But like having sex and like cracking your baby's skull and like pulling it out of your body is probably like as contraceptive is probably like
I understand.
Probably missing the mark, right?
I understand that. But it's just like this, and like I said, that there's nuances to these talks, right?
Totally.
Like there's nothing is just.
I agree with you. Like the Catholic Church hasn't done a good job, right? But like that doesn't.
And this isn't, and that stuff's like not even just your average person, right? It's just it's always the lead. Whenever I'm talking about like, that stuff, like conspiracy stuff, it's never it's never the pastor here or the it's never just like John down the street, wherever. It's always from
I'm not even sure this shit's systematic anymore. Like I think it's just like the greediest people getting to like the highest positions because that's the personality type that gets to those positions. And it's not even like a systematic like cabal and like this is just what like greedy bad people do to maintain their positions basically. It's not like
That's true.
It's not like an actual grandiose plan necessarily.
I think what it is, I slightly disagree, and only because
I don't think they're smart enough to execute something like that. That's what I think.
I disagree, and why I disagree is because humans are old. Psychology is old. There are very, we've had the same brain for like they say 70,000 years. It took us 100 years to go from horse and buggy to the moon. What have that same level of intelligence of people been doing for that long? They were capable of studying the way that their effects played out in society. It's not that every single decision is like part of the plan. I think it kind of has to do more with there are the minds, right? The minds that, I mean, look at the word government. Control mind. Govern is control. Ment is Latin for mind. Control the mind. So that automatically attracts, based on language, the people that want that. I don't get off on telling you what you can and can't do. That doesn't get me off. What gets me off is going and having a beautiful day at the park with my dog, or hanging out with a beautiful woman, or playing a show with the guys. That's what gets me off.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people who get off on going, you know what? I'm going to have so much control over society and blah, 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 blah. They're narcissistic psychopaths, right? It just exists. And so it's these people in positions of wealth that have the wealth to create organizations or systems and have it trickle down to where you have incompetence, not because a teacher at school is directly malevolent or anything like that, and some these days
I
are.
think you're saying what
but,
I am. It's like a trickle down effect. It's not like a grandiose
but if you
scheme.
go to the top,
I don't think that they know the next step. Is my point.
I think that they are actively trying to influence it, and it's and this has been said, and I only can really like confirm this because I have listened to people, because everyone goes, be careful what you see on the internet. I know people that are connected to the government at a high level that have said very similar things, and then it's also like you hear people that come out of like Facebook and big tech. They go, yo, there's a group of like 100 men that
I don't think
that
anybody's
dictate.
debating that the government has incentive to maintain its control and increase it. That's not like the debate.
But it's the same.
My debate is that every politician is directly influenced in that effort, and they all work together in order to no, they're just
I see.
they're just trying to keep their jobs.
Exactly.
Like that's all they're trying to do. They're just idiots trying to keep their jobs.
What did I say was the first most dangerous sentence?
Right. I'm just trying to do my job.
I'm just doing my job.
Right. That's all they're doing.
So that's
they're
my
just
point.
Stupid.
I get it.
They're stupid.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And unfortunately, smart people don't want to be in those roles because why would I want to control people? Like that's just not what.
That's what George Carlin talked about.
Motivates
George Carlin
us.
was like, where are all the good people?
And unfortunately,
they don't want to do it.
Unfortunately, it's getting to a point where
this is why I've become
I might have to get involved in local politics because
this is why I've become very
it sucks, dude. I don't want to be involved in local politics, but I'm getting to a point where I feel like I have to.
It's the Jon Snow thing, right? It's the Jon Snow thing.
Right.
Like
I don't want to maintain the king. I don't want to take my father's
I don't want to be
kingdom.
king. Like you have to.
You have to be.
You're the only fucking guy that's gonna do a good job. It's like, yeah, but that sucks. But it's like, dude, we kind of need you, and that's the dilemma.
It is the dilemma, dude.
This is why I've become like very. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that you are correct.
Right.
You're correct but there's one more level to it. There are so many people that are just satisfied with doing their job, and then there's this small group that's
above them.
On the fucking pyramid above them that goes, damn, we know that these motherfuckers will just do their job to survive and to keep their place in the hierarchy, and simultaneously that's what these people are doing. We have wealth, we have banks, we're gonna fund this science. We're gonna fund this shit.
I can't wait for the expansion pack to come out, dude, with the new race. Robots, dude. The robot race. The new expansion's gonna come out, dude, in the next 50 years, dude. We're gonna get that expansion pack, and then what? Then it's not humans then it's not that's a third faction. We're gonna
Yeah.
add a third
This is-
faction into this game, dude.
This is another.
And
This
then
is
the
next
Alliance and the
episode.
Horde become together because, like,
This is next. That's next episode, dude. That's next episode.
Dude, I think that's
Where we at?
good